So thank you so much, Janine, for speaking to me. You are another one of our beautiful graduates from the Body Love Academy from the very first year. And I appreciate you so much, one, for like doing the course in the first place and taking a leap of faith in something brand new, but also for now coming along and sharing with everybody, because I think, you know, there's probably some curious people out there wanting to know what it was like. So thank you.
Yeah, happy to help.
Great. So tell me, firstly, why did you decide to join the Academy? What was the impetus for that?
That was, it was impulse. It was very an impulsive move. As you know, I was, one of your, you've been my coach, and so I was a keen follower of everything that you put out. And I had reached a low point because I was very unwell. As you know, I've got lots of autoimmune and chronic illness going on, and I was in a lot of pain. And I'd come to a point where I was so unwell that I thought, I'm going to have to give up work. We were looking at selling the house. Things were looking a bit sad. And I was coming out of some surgery, and I'd had a lot of time, I suppose, finally had some time where I wasn't working. I actually was sort of stuck on the couch, so nowhere to go. Belly button was sewed to the knees feeling, as people would know, have been through surgery. So, and your post come up about the Body Love Academy, and I thought, wow, if I could just immerse myself in the things that Emma's constantly talking about, I might actually just have a go. And it was almost like a last ditch effort. If this doesn't work, it's over. I can. I've tried everything. So yeah, it was a very impulsive move, and I thought a whole year of just focusing on my health would really work. I think if it was like a 3-week course or whatever, I would have just flipped over it. But it was, here's a year of me focusing on the health. So let's do this, because I was a believer. I am a believer. And I just, because we always put work first.
We do. Yes, we do. And so, I was going to ask a question, I forgot what it was. So the fact that I had the business stuff as well, was that daunting to you? Or did you feel like learning how to help other people with this stuff was going to be able to help you as well?
No, to be honest, I hadn't given any thought to the business. It was the year-long immersing myself in something that, I'd had a taste of. Because if I look at my career going back, I've always been in corporate. I've always been in mining and oil and gas and all this sort of really, really hard stuff. But I'd had little dabbles. Like I'd started, when I was 21, I started yoga. I started enjoying yoga. And then I'd go off and do human resource management, and and then I'd studied nutritional medicine, and then I'd go back to the corporate world. So it's kind of, I was pulling myself away all the time. And so that's why I wanted to do the Body Love method. It was the business at the end of it was like a bonus, I think. It wasn't my intention when I first started. It was the actual Body Love method. I really wanted to just really drum it in. learn it, immerse it, live it, breathe it, just so that I had an opportunity to get well.
And you did. It was amazing to watch, actually, because we do a monthly video call like we're doing now with everybody, and just watching you every month just get brighter and better, but not better looking because you're beautiful,
yes,
but more well looking kind of thing every month. It was incredible to watch.
Well, yeah, I met with a stakeholder because part of my role in my current business, not my business, but my work, is I met with a guy yesterday. I just bounced. I don't bounce, but I bounced into his office because I hadn't seen him for a while, as he'd been away and he'd been overseas. And he said, "Oh my God." He said, "Have you lost weight?" I said, "I don't think so." I said, "I think I'm just healthier." And he said, "You look amazing." And I said, "Oh, wow, thank you." I said, "I think it was just because I was smiling and I wasn't all curled up in a ball."
Yeah. And isn't it interesting how people think the compliment is to say you've lost weight?
Oh, yes.
We've all got to learn to say, "Your eyes look so bright and happy. What's happening?" rather than, "Where's your tummy gone?" Anyway.
Yeah, because you go straight to, oh my God, I must have looked so fat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, you do work full time. You are dealing with, you know, some chronic illnesses. You are a grandmother and a mother. How did you find time to fit the Body Love Academy in last year?
Now this was challenging, and it did take me the first couple of months to actually again get it through my thick skull. Because not only do I'm a grandmother, but two of my grandchildren are living with autism, so they're a little bit more high maintenance than normal children. So yeah, it was a case of I had to start to set some boundaries. I really did, and I think I've probably shown you my talisman. I've got my tattoo to remind me that. And it was a case of almost like, just for this year, can I please just put myself first? So it was a case, it did take me 2 or 3 months of trying to really work, try to do it all until I went, no, wait a minute, you're not getting this. You have to start putting in boundaries. So that's how I did it. Work became, I wouldn't put in the additional hours. It's amazing how much we assume that you've got to put in those extra hours at work or the place will fall apart and everybody will, I don't know, fall down or something. But nothing happens. When you go home at the end of the day, when you're supposed to go home, life goes on. The work's there the next morning and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So I've started, very much the way I tackle my work as well is much more grace, much more gentleness in my work as well. I'm not pushing so hard. So Body Love Academy came first. Work came, I don't know, it started to move right down actually. I think at the moment it's right out the back door. Occasionally I pop in to have a look, but no. It's changing that mindset that, because I am a reactive, like the kids need me, I'm there, and now it's like, okay, let's first decide whether you really need me or can you handle this on your own.
Yeah, absolutely. And so do you believe that those boundaries, you'll be able to keep some of those boundaries now that you're not studying?
Oh, they're there. They're set in stone. And it's amazing. They're just everybody, including my partner as well. It's about the journey. Like he has, I was the same with him. He's my world. I jump, constantly looking after him. Now I've got this, giving him space to not reacting to him and just being supportive, but not trying to fix. And it's actually improved everything.
Yeah.
Because he's not feeling guilty all the time because I'm doing too much or I'm getting myself sick, and then he sort of has to push a bit harder for himself when he thinks, just leave me alone, I can do this without me jumping in. So it's actually, it's been a huge learning curve for me because I'm, obviously a grandmother, so I've got many years behind me of bad habits of trying to be everything for everyone, to just go a bit more grace now, a little bit more gentleness. Yeah.
Beautiful. And it allows everybody else to step up to what they're capable of as well when you let them do the things for themselves. So so I think I've posted that quote, I will look after myself for you if you will look after yourself for me. And it's just like a load off. If you think about it like that, it's like, I know you're looking after yourself now, so I don't have to worry about you, and I'm looking after myself. And my daughter and my son and my husband they all said, wow, they just feel so much better knowing that I'm taking care of myself because they don't have to be stressing about it. So. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So over the 12 months, what would have been like the biggest highlight or one or two of the biggest highlights of doing the course for you?
The allowing versus achieving, I think, was probably the highlight of the whole course, because it is about we are pushing. We're always pushing ourselves. We're always trying to achieve goals. Oh my God, I hate that word, goals.
Same.
It's my new pet hate, you know. Was it Homer Simpson said the first thing towards failure is attempt at starting or something or other. And it's very much that. It's like, why do we keep setting ourselves up for failure? Whereas if we just allow and we just, it's just so much easier. It's just so much gentler. And yeah, KPI is another one of my pet hates. And of course, working in the corporate world, everyone's pushing you. It's like, stop pushing. It's just allow. So yeah, that's probably one of my favourites. When I've looked over the whole thing, one of the things that I've got from it, or I've learned from it, is reconnecting with the whole body, because we tend to be very cerebral. We're in our heads, and when you've got a chronic illness and when you've got all these pain going on, you definitely feel like your head's dragging the body along. And what I'm trying to get to is the body leading the head, if you know what I mean. Like it's a much more gentler and more being in your body more. And so yes, so the whole, probably that allowing, letting go, just being in the moment.
Yeah, because when we allow, it doesn't mean we don't hit our, goals. It's just a lot, as you say, there's so much less struggle and so much less striving, and sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to, but usually it works out the way it's supposed to, and it's better in the end anyway.
Well, you're clearer in your head. You're not pushing, you're not searching in your head constantly for solving this problem, or I've got to, I'm failing. We always say this first thing we go to. We sort of say, I'm failing. I need to get this out, this report out, and I'm not going to make it. Whereas you think, well, if I just got on with it, might have achieved that one.
Yeah. And I think that's why people are so bloody exhausted at the end of the day. Yes. Just pushing all day long, and it's tiring.
So I suppose over the year I've definitely noticed a change in my work life as well.
Yeah.
Because I was always exhausted at the end of the day. I was always in that constant state of stress. Whereas now I sort of float into work and just do what I need to do and float out.
Yeah. And it hasn't fallen apart, has it? It's all still working.
It's still going.
Yeah. Fantastic. Cool. Can you describe any kind of low moments during the course of the year?
Oh yes, because you're going on a journey of self-discovery, aren't you? Mm-hmm. And so there was quite a few moments where I really needed to be honest with myself, because and probably that's why I think I did the forgiveness one, because you tend to blame. We live in a blame culture. We sort of, it's our go-to, and the more unwell you are, or demotivated, or stresses in your life, the more blamey we get. It's everyone's fault. It's the weather's fault. It's, I don't know, it's the planet's fault, whatever. So so working on that forgiveness, I think, was really tough for me. I had to go through a lot of learning to forgive myself and not beat myself up so much, and then forgive people who I really didn't think that I had been holding grudges. But when I thought about it, I thought, what, this keeps coming back. I keep reliving this. So if I'm reliving it, I'm still, the moment's still damaging me. So so that was probably a bit tough for me, but I did get out the other side of it. It's very cleansing.
It is really cleansing, and it's that reminder, isn't it? Like, I don't know, it's the same as if you go to the gym and you're sore the next day, but it's like in 2 days' time you feel better than you did before, so it's worth the pain, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so there was a few uncomfortable moments. Uncomfortable.
That's nice. That's a nice way of putting it. So now that you have done the whole course and you are kind of looking at starting your own business, or you have kind of started your own business, what are you going to do how are you going to spread the body love message in the world? What's your big thing?
Well, I am going to be, my intention is to focus on women who are struggling with chronic disease to live their best lives, because you can. I mean, you might not be able to cure it. That'd be lovely. But you can still live. You can still have a life. You don't need to to be miserable about it. You can be quite happy. I mean, there is joy in the world. You just need to change your mindset. So so that's what I'm hoping, to go out and just assist and just help women who are struggling, because I was in that space so many times, in that ball of, well, what is there? And you don't have to be. It's we live in as I said before, we live in our heads, so let's get out of our heads and into our body. And
and I mean, I wish you'd been around when I had endometriosis, because I hadn't created the body love method at that point, and I was struggling, and it was just like day to day, just like sometimes can't get out of bed, and sometimes my mind wants to do all this stuff, my body won't let me. Horrible. So I think that sort of that's a great way you can help the world, because there's so much of that chronic illness out there.
We can choose. We can choose to be joyous, or we can choose to be miserable.
Choose
joy.
You can. Yep, it's just as easy one way or the other, really.
That's right. It's really only the two choices.
Exactly. Cool. Well, thank you so much for being part of the program and for talking to us today, because I think every time I talk to one of you students, I'm like, I learned something from you guys, and I love it. So thank you. Thank you so much.
It was a great journey, and thank you, Emma, for sharing this amazing thing, because it really is fabulous. I just love it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.